All right, I did it. Hello, my friends. Okay, I had a little bit of a rough start, but I'm here to work on the 6-day Ridgy Didge. Ridgy Didge. Ridgy Didge. There we go. Thank you, TikTok, for your patience. Y'all are great. Y'all are wonderful people. You're not mean like those YouTubers. Oh, oops, wait, sorry. I'm live on YouTube. Stop being mean to me. Let's talk about the project. I'm working on the 6-day Ridgy Didge blanket. I can't release this until I have a nice sample to photograph, so I'm making the sample myself, and you get to watch me do the whole thing. So when you decide to make the blanket, you can go all the way from start to finish with me. All the replays for hours and hours of lives of me working on this project are here. If you can stand to listen to my ramblings and my goofy thoughts and the random stuff that I talk about and chat with people about, then great. If not, you can turn the volume off and you can just crochet along with me and try to keep up. Let's see. So I use these. This is the blanket. Let me hold it up. Here it is. 6-day Ridgy Didge. It's a variation of the 6-day blanket. It has a textured row between rows 5 and 6. So we're changing colors between those two rows. And if you know anything about the 6-day blanket, where you change colors gives it an entirely different look. So you can make this blanket 100 times and it will look different every time if you change color to use different colors, change colors different ways. And excuse me. Thank you so much. Love you too. Thank you. So there are a million different ways to make this blanket. You will never get tired of it. So anyways, let's see. So I know people like to say like, well, how much do you do for day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4? This one is too big to complete in 6 days. It's just facts. Nobody can make a blanket this big in 6 days. It's not meant to every single size be made in 6 days. When I first made the pattern, I made a little toddler blanket with chunky weight yarn. It was an easy 6 days, even of designing. And so that's where the name came from. I wasn't thinking really everybody was going to want to make it in like king size, king for their bed, or like make it bigger or use different yarn. And I wasn't thinking about any of that at the time. So the whole 6-day thing is the name that I give to every blanket that I use with these 6 rows of stitches. So that's the name. This one, too big to do in 6 days. Most of them are 6-day projects or less, but this one is not. This is a full-on adult-size blanket. So this was day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, day 7, day 8, day 9. Today is day 10. And I am going to be, let's see, I figured out that I need to do 23 stripes to make this blanket the length that I want, which is around 72 inches. Excuse me. I have bronchitis. It's official. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've done 10 stripes, 10 days, 10 stripes. This is about a stripe a day, and I usually stay on here for about 2 to 3 hours each time. So that'll give you an idea how long it'll take. I crochet really fast, but I also talk a lot. So some days I'm not feeling so great. Like I have not been feeling great for the last 3 or 4 weeks, but I went to the doctor yesterday. I was diagnosed with bronchitis. And they gave me a bunch of stuff for that, among them the steroids. So I took a bunch of steroids today, and I'm like, I'm wired, and I'm probably gonna crash. So let me just swap this out. Thank you. I'm doing okay. Let's see. Love the colors. What is the brand and what are the colors? Okay. So first of all, if you're on TikTok, you can click the poll and it will give you more information about what I'm doing, so I don't have to like say it over and over. Like, this has been 10 days of me doing this, so I've been saying this a lot. So, and I know it's your first time asking, but I did set up a poll so that you can click on the poll over on TikTok and it'll give you a lot of the details. But this is Lion brand Respun yarn. Let me see what color's next. The orange. The name of the orange is Amber. Amber. So this one is Amber. So it's Amber, Heliotrope, Sahara, Dark Denim. This one's called Fjord. And Amber. So there's 6 colors. I've used 6. Oh, this is called Cranberry, which we don't agree with. We don't agree with the name of this color. So Lion brand, do better. These little deodorant looking things are called Scented Stitches Stitch Balm. And it's an aromatherapy balm. And you put it on your finger where you tension the yarn. So I chose Cheer. They have 4 different scents: Power, Calm, Confidence, and Cheer. It has rose geranium, lemongrass, and rose absolute. It smells very floral and rosy. It's lovely. Not that I can smell all that great because of my upper respiratory stuff, but I can't. Oh, I'll leave them down here because they're in the My favorite is Power because I love the smell of Palo Santo. It has Palo Santo in it. So it has Palo Santo, ginger, and lemon. The Calm has lavender, of course, bergamot, sweet orange, and patchouli. And I know what you're thinking, ew, patchouli, because I don't like that scent really either. But it does not have that patchouli. It's not overwhelmingly patchouli. Confidence has frankincense, ylang, complete, cardamom, and jasmine absolute. I don't know what this complete and absolute means. I should maybe look that up. And then I am using Cheer because I chose the colors that I felt excited about. And so I thought, well, excited, Cheer. That was my thinking. There was no color wheel involved. I've been having a real up yours. Well, I think I've always been like this regarding colors. Oh, let's see. I'm on row 6, which is the Ridgy Didge row of the 6-day blanket. So for this row, it's actually this, all the 6-day blankets use the same 6 rows of stitches, but for this one, with little variations. On this row, we're replacing the double crochet with front post double crochet. Okay, and to work a front post double crochet, you do a double crochet as you normally would, but you're working around the post of the stitch instead of into the top of it, like how we usually would go into the top. You're going around the post. And then on the other side, it creates this ridge row, which we're kind of accentuating with a color change. You can also do this blanket, any of the variations. Well, I shouldn't say that, but you can do the Ridgy Didge with cake yarn and not concern yourself with color changes. Just let it change wherever it wants to, and they come out looking amazing. I have one of my citizens in my membership community, and she's made a couple of them now in the Lion brand mandala bonus bundle, and they look incredible. She does amazing work. People have been making this in my membership community for a while because I do everything over there first. When I have an idea or I start working it, I give them the stitches and I let them work through it with me. Thank you, Paulina. I appreciate it. Also, the colors on TikTok aren't really 100% accurate. If you want to see what the colors, a more accurate representation of the colors, head over to my YouTube. It's Betty McKnit. I'm Betty McKnit everywhere. And then the Scented Stitches Balm, I have a link in my bio for that. If you are interested in that, it's really lovely stuff. So if you're on TikTok, I have a poll. There's a poll that comes up, and you can click on that, and it will give you the details of the stuff I'm working on. But the pattern is still being worked on. I mean, it's done. I just have to finish this sample so I can photograph it and release it. But there's a Ridgy Didge baby blanket pattern, and then you can use the original 6-day blanket pattern for the if you want to resize. That'll give you all the resize options and info, and all my patterns are free on my site, bettymcknit.com. And when I release this one, it'll have resize options and different yarn options. The baby blankets are just specifically baby blankets and colors, specific colors and yarn and all that. It is not, it doesn't give a lot of resize options, but if you are, you know, a somewhat experienced crocheter, you can figure it out. That, and I have done this entire blanket from start to finish on live videos, and all the replays are on my YouTube channel. So you can watch me do the whole thing from the beginning, and that'll give you a lot of information. I think, I don't remember, but I think I did, when I did the swatch, I did it really slow and did tutorial style, but I don't remember. It's been so long ago. I need my YouTube. I need a YouTube partner that will go through my videos and edit them for me and do all the SEO and put all the links in that you all need, and the playlists and the relevant videos, and do the thumbnails and do all that stuff that I don't want to do. I just want to come on here and go live and crochet and talk to people. I don't want to do all that YouTube, all that other stuff. I need a YouTube assistant. I need a YouTube channel manager. I need one that knows about SEO and knows how to edit. I had somebody do a video about her 6-day star blanket pattern, and she got thousands of views, tens of thousands of views, and she only has like 400 subscribers. And I have over 20,000 subscribers, which isn't that many considering how long I've been doing this. And I get like a couple hundred views on my stuff. That's it. Maybe she's not monetized yet. Maybe that's it, because if she only has, I'm not going to think about it. If you're watching this and you want to help me manage my YouTube channel and you know what you're doing, please reach out. Yeah, I'm like looking at the views on my video right now because I just went over there to adjust something, and it's like 105 views. That's pathetic. And then it gives you the percentage of likes and dislikes, and it's like 90%, 80%, 60%. People are mean. I'm bad at this. Hey, Freeze Baby, you're ready to start your Ridgy Didge? How you feeling? You had surgery, or you were injured, or something, right? Am I remembering that right? People are trolls. Yeah, but I legitimately, my YouTube channel is bad. And people ask me all the time, is there a video for this? Is there a video for that? And I'm just like, oh, I don't want to make a video. Read my pattern. I poured my heart and soul into it. I tried to make it so easy, and then people get mad at me for the patterns. I'm so glad to hear you're able to crochet. See, this is why I needed the cheer, because I didn't know it at the time when I started this blanket, but it's hard for me when I'm not feeling well to stay positive, and I need to stay positive. No one wants to hear about the trolls and me complaining. You use pattern and videos together. See, that was my original intention when I started making videos, was just to, here's an answer to a question a lot of people have been asking me about how to make this thing, but people want the video to show them there are people that don't want to read the pattern at all. And to me, that feels like insanity, because I don't know how you could do the 6-day blanket without reading a pattern. Yeah, but not every pattern has charts. Not every paid pattern has charts. All of my paid patterns are exactly the same as the free patterns. If I have a chart or something extra like that, I sell it additional. Because I just don't think that is not a, that doesn't make sense to me. It's like, well, the people that want it for free are only going to get this information, and the people who pay for it are going to get more. Because the fact of the matter is, when you look at a free pattern, it's not really free. You're paying with your attention to the ads on the page. So it's not really free. You're still paying. So I think anyone that wants to go to the page and scroll and do it right off the page should have all the information that they need to make the pattern. I know. Well, that's why there's a paid option. You can pay $4 and get the whole thing without the ads. Like, that's what you get. But my patterns aren't that expensive either. Like, some people charge a lot more for their patterns, and then they put more information in it. But I don't do that. I just do the same thing. I do the same thing online, and then if I have a chart, and maybe somebody just wants the chart and they don't want the written words, so I have that available separately, and they can buy that. And then I have the cheat sheet and the coloring page, and I'm going to do a cheat sheet and a coloring page for the star blanket. That's on my list, but I am going to start making better videos. And I really do want to improve my YouTube channel, mostly because I know my videos are not great, and for a while there I didn't care, but now I'm just like, this is embarrassing. That's how I feel about it at this point. I'm like, I can do better. I can really do better at this, you know, like this is silly. Get with it. That's how I feel. Get with it. Get with the program, you know. This is give the people what they want. They want different ways to access the information, and I'm starting to see that now, that it's I can give the people what they want, and it doesn't always have to be about how I want to do it. I'm very bossy. I like things my way. I like to be in charge, and I like to do things my way, and I like people to listen to me. There's some of my toxic traits. But so when they're like, well, I don't know how to read a pattern, you know, I'm like, well, you can read my pattern. I've made it easy for you to read, and I've given you this video that will help you over those parts that are difficult to read, you know. But some people just don't want to read the pattern, and I need to just learn to be okay with that, you know. I can give them a really good video. That's how I feel. Anyways, that's where I'm at. I'm going to try to stop being dumb about it. Just butt hurt. You need to take a picture in your hexagon cardigan. Cool. I should relaunch that. It's been a while. I think I'll plan a relaunch for that like in the fall. I mean, that stuff is still trending. You did a bolero style. I think I remember. Because you came on like one of the video calls, right? When we were working on it. I think when I did the crochet along, I had a couple of Zoom calls so that I could help people plan it out. Yeah. You were to your bat mitzvah. Wonderful. Congratulations. How did that go? I remember you talking about it. You were talking about it on the call, right? I feel like I remember something about that. Hebrew was a struggle, I'll bet. That looks scary. I've only ever seen it on TV, but it looks terrifying. Latin's easier. Did you grow up with that? I mean, I went to Catholic school, so I feel like I just learned it. I never took a class in Latin, but I feel like I learned it just by proximity. Yeah. You just learn it. I didn't have to go to catechism because I had a religion class every week in school where they taught us about all the sacraments and all that stuff. And then we could just go and get our first communion and whatever. Yeah, Catholic school. I used to go, there used to be mass every morning in the school chapel. I would go to school at 7:00 and I would go to mass, and sometimes I would like read or sing or play music, something like that. I'm going to tuck that guy in right there. I had a knot. It's going to have to be woven in. Public kindergarten through 4th, Catholic school 5 through 8, playing guitar at mass in 8th grade. Me too. Well, I didn't play guitar. I played the violin and I sang. And my sister played guitar. And so when I was in like 7th grade and she went up to high school in 9th, we played at our church, which was, our school, basically our school church. Parish school is where we went. And oh man, the nun that was our choir director, I learned so much about music from her. She had a master's degree in music and she played the organ. And she was not a real popular lady in our church. People didn't like her, but it's because she was like, she had really high standards. And she would do the thing before mass where she would rehearse with the congregation, and people didn't like it. And she'd be like, "You're supposed to be singing at mass, so I'm going to teach you how this goes so that you'll sing it." And people didn't really like that at all. At least I remember like my dad talking about it being like, you know. But I learned so much from her. My first job was a nursing assistant at a convent for retired nuns in the dementia. Oh my goodness. I bet you had a lot of artists and musicians in there. But yeah, I kept up with this nun. Once there was like Facebook and the internet and a way to like look people up that you knew in high school and junior high and stuff like that. I looked up some of my old music teachers, and she said that when she left the church where I knew her and she was our choir director, she said that it was on not so great terms, and she had to do some like healing and recovery after that. And she said, "I'm learning to play the harp." And it was just like I'm finding new life in the harp, is I think what she said. And it was just such a wonderful image of her playing the harp. She played the organ. She was incredible, an incredible musician. And um, I just didn't really appreciate the organ at the time. You know, we were like folk group and we were playing, you know, like guitars and violins and stuff. And then she would come in with this organ and we'd be like, what the, she's drowning us out, you know? But it was just a beautiful old organ at the church that we had, an amazing organ. And now, like, thinking back on it, I feel like I get it. But also my son studied the organ in college too, and he learned to play the organ. He had this friend in high school who was an organist, and I think she went on to like Juilliard or somewhere to play the organ. And she was just incredible at it. But my son learned to play organ in college. He learned piano and organ, and you know, he was really proud of that, and it was really amazing to see him play. It's a difficult instrument. You know, you have to have a place to practice, and you know, I had this friend too who her husband repaired and took care of organs, and my son was kind of palling around with him for a while to learn about that, but that they ended up moving to like California or somewhere, so that relationship ended. But yeah, it's just an amazing organ. An amazing instrument. I don't think I appreciated it or that particular nun at the time till much later, you know. And I realized, and then as I became a teacher, like, you know, the kids might not think you're cool. You might not be their favorite teacher, you know, if you let things slide, but you're not doing them any favors. And I learned that from her. Like, you're not doing people any favors by just giving them the grade and not requiring them to, you know, show up or whatever. Oh, accordion. My son he was trying to learn that too. He had purchased an accordion from someone like on Facebook Marketplace or something like that. But it's like, those instruments are like, they require so much care, and they, I don't think the thing worked right. But yeah, he was real interested in that. He had, he played so many different instruments and still does. I don't live with him anymore, so I don't get to hear him play and sing all the time. It was like there was always music in the house when I lived with him. And then I in like towards the end of the pandemic, like around 2022, I was like, you know, I don't really want to be here anymore where we were living. And I said, I think I'm ready to move on. What do you want to do? Do you want to, you know, you want to come with me or what? Or stay here or what? And he was like considering staying in the place where we were living. And I was like, you could get a roommate, you know, you could take over this lease, you could get a roommate to live it, you know, you could move upstairs or have a roommate live upstairs where I live or whatever. And he said, yeah, but how am I going to find somebody who puts up with me playing music all the time and singing and stuff all the time? I have to be someone that doesn't care that, you know, about loud music. It's like, okay, I guess that is one benefit of living with me, is that I don't care about your music, or I appreciate your music, or maybe you don't care if I don't. You don't care if I like the noise or not. You just got to make whatever noise you want, whether I, like it or not, because I'm your mom, and that's the thing that you can do to moms. But yeah, I miss hearing his voice. Excuse me. Hearing his voice singing in the morning, and his music and his songs that he would practice, like classical music on his pianos. When they were tuned up, and it was like the weather would change and the piano would go out of tune and it would change back and it would like kind of come back into tune. And he was really good about having somebody tune that thing up all the time, but it was like the weather would change and it would go so far out of tune he wouldn't want to play it, and then it would it would change again and it would be playable. So I loved listening to him play the piano. And then he played guitar and sang and wrote his own songs and stuff. And they were odd, quirky songs, and I really liked listening to those. And he plays the violin. When he was a little boy, I actually taught him how and took him to all the lessons and stuff. So that's his first instrument. But yeah, I miss all the music. He doesn't live with me anymore. We don't have any instruments anymore. I have a violin and an ukulele, neither of which I've touched in a while. When my lipedema got really bad, I had neuropathy in my arms, and I couldn't even knit or crochet for a while. Thank God that cleared up. But I did stop playing the violin at that time, and I picked up the ukulele because it was, it's a really easy instrument. It's a lot of 2-finger chords, and I could just 2-finger it, and just play little popular songs and on the ukulele and sing along, and that I felt really, that felt really cheerful to do. Violin is I love violin. I've been playing violin since I was like 12, and I always loved it. I don't know where I got it in my head that violin was my instrument, because nobody in my family was like, yeah, classical music is the thing, I just kind of did that on my own. Like, I want to play that violin. And so my parents did give me lessons and I learned how to play it. Did not get to be real super accomplished on it. And then I gave it up. But I remember my violin teacher telling me, oh, I saw this thing on TV about this Japanese violin teacher that teaches these little kids how to play the violin. And they play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, but they go Mississippi Hot Dog, and they play it like this. And she did the rhythm. And I was like, oh, interesting. And then when my kids came along, Suzuki Method had come to this country and was being widely taught. So I ended up with a Suzuki instructor for my kids because I thought, isn't this cool? I can do this with them. Like I already know how to play and I could do this with my kids. So I started Suzuki method with my kids when they were like 2 and 3. And my son really took to it and he went through all the books doing Suzuki method. My daughter, she started off doing Suzuki violin. She was great at it, but did not enjoy it. Not that, and I mean, my son, we had to work hard for him to practice, but he enjoyed it. Like he enjoyed playing. And my daughter, not so much. It was more work. So when we moved to California, I said, what do you want to do? Do you want to keep playing the violin or what? And she said, I want to play piano. So we got her a piano. We started her on piano and she did that for a while. And then we moved and she wanted to continue, but we couldn't find a Suzuki piano instructor where we were. So that ended up going by the wayside. And she took piano lessons, like traditional piano lessons for a while. But if you know anything about Suzuki method, you know, people love it and people hate it. And so everybody was like, oh, we got to get this Suzuki method out of you, you know, kind of thing. So it just never, with her and Suzuki, it just kind of never worked out. So, but my son played the violin. He had a couple different teachers and we would go to all these different events where he would perform and like informal events like at senior centers and at the on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial and like stuff like that. And he participated in some different things like that that were like really fun and exciting, but they involved a lot of driving to go and rehearse and then be in the performance and stuff like that. And on one of those drives where we were going back and forth to one of those violin performances, my daughter said to my son, she said, can I play your violin? And he said, sure. And so he handed her his violin and she said, how does the one that goes like da 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 da, how does that go? And he was like, oh, start with finger 2 on the A string. And then she just played it, you know, and that's what Suzuki kids can do because they hear the music and they internalize it. And so they learn how to play it that way. And so because of that, because she did that and she like played a bunch of songs in like book 1, just in the car goofing around, I was like, all right, you're getting a violin and you're going to go to the lesson and you're going to start doing some of this stuff. So playing along some of these songs in this group that we were in. And my son's teacher let her do that. He, you know, we would go up, we'd take Maya up and he would work with her a little bit. And then I would take her home and she would learn the songs and he would let her play in some of their little group stuff that they did. And then we moved again. And the new violin teacher where we moved was like, Maya, you're not serious and you're not practicing, so you're done. And she was like, okay. And I was just like, oh, I can't do this with like, you know, a kid that doesn't want to do it, right? And the teacher was like, put her in like this youth symphony orchestra and she can go like once a week and play. And so we got her a viola and we started sending her to the to like just the community orchestra on the weekends. And she so she picked up viola and she played viola for a little while and that worked out okay. So she just dabbled around, but she did not get to be accomplished really in any one instrument. But I noticed over the years if she like heard a song, and you know how they sample different songs and classical music and stuff like that, and she would hear some classical piece, um, and then she'd be like, "Oh, I want to play this," and then she would sit down at the piano and she would figure out how to play it, and she would learn how to play it, and she would play it, and she would play it pretty reasonably well, and then that would be it. Then she wouldn't touch the piano again for another, like, you know, year or two. And then, you know, just out of the blue, she'd be like, "Where's my viola?" I want to take up dulcimer. We have a dulcimer group for seniors here. That's nice. I used to go then when I got my kids into Suzuki and we were moving around all these different places. I started picking it up and learning learning again. I had made it up to about book 4, and to be honest, I never really progressed much past that. But I started playing along with my son, and we started playing duets, but he had this teacher who was into old-time fiddling, and, you know, we were living in California, and it's really big out there. And so I learned old-time fiddling, and I was like, this I was meant to play this music. Like, this is music that I love. And so I played that. We enjoyed playing old time fiddling for a while with that particular teacher. She made us do Suzuki method, and then she made us do these fiddling songs, and she had this amazing practice method that she would make us do, and I would do what she said, and I would come back and be like, wow, like that practicing the way that you had me practice was really great, and you should really write a book about this or do something with this. And she would just laugh, and I'd be like, no, really, this it, excuse me, this is, and I would go to her group lessons and I would watch her work with people. And it was like, she was like the nun that I learned from. You know, she had very high standards and wouldn't let you play a bad note or a wrong note, you know. And I was like, sometimes I get really fascinated with my teachers, you know, and I'm like, I'm learning from this person who I really respect and admire. And then, you know, in the middle of the lesson, they'll be like, sorry, I have something simmering on the stove and I just want to go stir it. And I'm like, I get really curious about their personal life. Or like, we'll be at a fiddle competition and she'll be there and I'll be like, what did she order for lunch? You know, like I would just get like real fascinated by them, and just like want to know more about them personally. So I did like invite her to like a party we were having when we were moving away from there. And yeah, hi Dan and Kimberly, hello. And I was like, just tell me your whole life story. And she did. She told me about her whole life story. And I just thought she was so cool. She was such a great teacher. We learned so much from her. My son's violin his playing just progressed immensely in the 2 or 3 years we were, wasn't even that long. It was like 14 months that we were there with her. We learned so much. And then like, I don't know, maybe like 3 years ago, 2 years ago. Thanks for sharing the live, by the way. Thank you so much. I get this. You know, I got Christmas cards from her from time to time, and they would always be like, "Thank you so much for encouraging me all those years ago." I'd be like, "What?" You know, you encouraged us. Like, you were the best teacher we've ever had. And she would just say all these nights, I'm so grateful I know you, and it was so wonderful. I hope I get to see you again. Please come see me. And like every once in a while, my son will say, like, I'd love to go visit her again. But like 2 or 3 years ago, I get my Christmas card from her, and it's a little thick. It's a little thicker than usual. And it has a book in it. And she writes me a little note, and she said, "You inspired me to write this book." And here it is. And it was about teaching. It was about teaching violin and performance, overcoming performance anxiety. It was just incredible. Man, I'm just blabbing and blabbing. Music has been a really big part of my life. I should get my ukulele out and play it. Now I feel inspired to do that. I lived in Hawaii for 3 years, and that was where I got interested in playing the ukulele. And it's just such a joyful sounding instrument. It's so cheerful. Hawaiian music is so beautiful and also just so uplifting. I love Hawaiian music and dance. I'm part of a hula troupe, but I can only go to classes online, and I have not been to class in months. Months. I was worried that they weren't going to let me be in the halau anymore because I haven't been showing up online. And thankfully, they invoice you at the beginning of the year. And I'm like, oh, good. They sent me my invoice. They still want me. Oh, yeah, Hawaiian quilts. Yes. I don't even have one. But I did not have time to learn ukulele when I was living in Hawaii. But when I went back on one of my visits years later, I bought a nice ukulele, and I went to Roy Sakama's, and I took an ukulele lesson at Roy Sakama's, and it was fun. I just did that one lesson, and because I was just there for like 3 or 4 weeks or something, and they worked with me. I was like, look, I've played the violin. You know, I'm not totally unteachable here, but I'm not a raw beginner either. So they taught me the basic chords and how to strum, and then they break out the little, like, the sheets, the tablature sheets, and they teach you, Over the Rainbow by Iz, and they're really proud of that. So we played that, and ukulele are the first 4 strings of the guitar. Yeah, they're different from violin. I don't even remember. I'd have to start over learning it. And um, I think that the finish on my ukulele is damaged from the heat from when I was living in New York. But it doesn't matter. I'm still going to play it. Yeah, they're really proud of that. They're really proud of that song. They're really proud of him. When I taught yoga, I used to play Hawaiian music in yoga. I just find it so peaceful and relaxing and wonderful. I love the energy of it. My son actually gave me a book of ukulele songs, and it was like 101 ukulele songs to, boost your mood or something like that. It's like 101, 1001 happy ukulele songs. Oh, I've never done yoga with goats before, but one time I went on a little road trip with my daughter, and she said, "Do you want to go somewhere for your birthday? Let's go somewhere." And she's a great little travel buddy. And I said, before I leave New York, I want to go to the Adirondacks because I've never been with the Adirondacks. So we went and we spent a couple days in the Adirondacks, just walking around, goofing around, fishing. She wanted to fish, so we fished. And then on the way home, I registered us through like Airbnb or something for this experience, which was it was like relax with baby goats. And we went to this little goat farm and we sat with these little baby goats for like an hour and just like petted them and let us jump up on us and stuff like that. And that was really fun. She always, whenever we talk about that trip, she's like, remember those baby goats? That was like 2 years ago. It wasn't even like she was 4. But yeah, I've never done yoga with goats. That sounds fun. Have you done it? What's it like? Well, I mean, I used to teach yoga, and people often would say, I'm not flexible enough to do yoga, but that's like one of those things like you are supposed to do the yoga to become more flexible. You're not supposed to be flexible first so that you can do the yoga. It works the other way. The yoga is what makes you limber. I don't know who came up with yoga with goats. Seems so odd. But we had so much fun petting those baby goats that time, my daughter and I. And she was like, that was really relaxing. I could do chair yoga. I have to use a walker. Oh, I see. Well, I mean, I don't have to use a walker, but I'm not too much further from that. I have to do chair yoga too. I registered for a Bikram yoga membership to do online Bikram. It's like a monthly membership and it's like $40 or something. And thank goodness it's online and they can't see me because I can not do any of the postures anymore. So I'm just like, okay, sure, I'll do. But I'm a yoga teacher, so I know how to do modifications. And, of course, it's supposed to be done in a hot room, but I don't have a hot room. I have a house. And so I just put a space heater there and I stand in front of the space heater and I do my yoga. And I can't do a lot of what a lot of the postures anymore. And so I just modify them. But I used to practice Bikram yoga religiously for a couple of years there. I loved it. I could do all of it and I could put my forehead on my toes. I can't put my forehead on my toes anymore. I can look at my toes. I can see them. But yeah, my stomach is too big. I have a big gut in the way that I didn't used to have. Or it didn't used to be as big as it is. My boyfriend's sister has a yoga studio in Arizona. Nice. I bet that's a nice place to do yoga. I miss teaching yoga. I really enjoyed it. But my lipedema got really bad and I left my husband and moved away. Up in the White Mountains, she is 76. That's amazing. Yeah, I want to be 76 doing yoga still. That's 20 years. Lipedema's been tough, man. I'm still recovering. And it's not one of those things you're cured from either. You gotta work at it. Thank you, Dar. Thanks, Fran. How old's your boyfriend, Freeze Baby? I had lymphedema when I weighed 400 pounds, 64. Well, I don't have lymphedema yet, but I do have lipedema, and that caused my weight gain. But I have a lot of problems with swelling and I have like the lymphatic pump that I wear at night when I go to bed. And I'm supposed to wear compression all the time, but I don't. My sister has lung cancer and she has been battling edema. I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah, it's tough. It's really tough. Edema is no fun. It's painful. I mean, not to mention lung cancer. I'm sure that is no picnic. I'm supposed to wear compression socks too, but I don't. I wear them, like if I am driving a lot, driving, or if I have to fly somewhere, like when I travel, I'll wear it. Um, when I'm just like, when it's really hot, which is the worst freaking time to have to wear it. But I've just noticed the heat is just not good for my legs at all. Um, but when I'm just like hanging around the house, I sit with my legs up all the time and I don't wear it. But having lipedema and also having a job where I crochet for a lot of the day, um, has caused me to be a little bit more sedentary than I really should be. So I'm trying to be good. My legs are always up. Yeah, I'm trying to get back into the walking every day. And I have a bike. I was a really cute bike. I feel so young and free when I ride this bike. It like takes me back to being a kid. And so I can still ride a bike. I had a couple of people tell me like, you can still ride a bike. I wish I could still ride a bike. If I could ride a bike, I'd be riding a bike all the time. So I'm like, I'm lucky. I can still do a lot. I got to keep doing that stuff or I'm going to lose it. I want to stay living at the beach where my house is up on pylons and I don't have an elevator, and I have to go up and down steps to get to my car. I got to take care of myself, like I got to do those steps every day. Okay, my camera just died on me, and so I'm going to change that. And before I do, I'm actually going to run to the restroom because I have to use the restroom, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. got myself a little Freeze baby, you're not talking too much. I thought that if I gave my camera a minute to rest, that it would jump back on for me and not be a problem child. Would you all believe that it is 66 degrees here right now? It is so nice, and I had the windows open. I had to close them because it started raining, but I went today and I sprayed vinegar on all my windows and kind of washed them off, but I need the hose to spray them down. You have to spray them down. Got up to the mid 80s. Dang. Wow. Yeah, I mean, just a couple days ago, I was like worried about my pipes freezing. Now I'm like, no, there are no pipes gonna freeze today. Wow. Amy Bryson says it got up to, it was about 40 here, which is warm. Last week we were in the negative 35 range. That's insanity. Whoa, I'm starting to feel kind of tired. I feel like I've been working really fast and talking a lot. You're feeling tired too? And had 11 inches of snow, 2 nights of ice, and freezing rain. We have used so many snow days. Oh, goodness. You've been up since 4? All right, good night, my dear. You take care of yourself. Sending you and your sister so much love. 51 degrees here in southern New York and foggy. Yeah, it's nice and warm here, but it's been cloudy. And so I really wanted to see the moon come up today, but you couldn't see it. I went out there, but you couldn't see it. There was too much cloud cover. Lots of clouds and fog here too. Oops. Hey, Softball Susie, what's up? This is the second stripe of this color, and I'm still on the first skein of yarn bonus bundle. Excuse me. I got more meds to take tonight before bed. Probably never going to sleep. Oh, it's Lion Brand Respun in the bonus bundle. Thank you. Woohoo! It's really fun flying through row 3. Should have taken my meds when I got up. Yeah, I do have a playback of the 6-Day Star Blanket on my YouTube. People have been complaining about it though because I was talking during it and it's like 2 years old, so it doesn't give the counts and stuff. It was before, it's more than 2 years old. It's 3 or 4 years old. The one that I would check on it and do would be the one from TikTok with me and Courtney. It's not perfect, but I'm gonna do a new one. I'm gonna redo it. I have the Ridgy Didge is good too, but it doesn't start at the beginning because I had one already started, so I just started with one that was started. But yeah, so the answer is yes, but they're not perfect, but they'll probably help you. Are you using the pattern, Andrew? Steroids make me sleepy, but they make my daughter I'm definitely hyper. I'm definitely hyper today. And today I didn't take it yesterday. I took the antibiotic and I didn't start taking stuff until like 4 o'clock. And the first day you're supposed to take like 2 in the morning, 2 during the day, and 2 at night. And it was already like dinner time. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to start this one tomorrow. I'll do the antibiotic today. I mean, Andrew, there is, but it's not, it's like this. It's alive. That's the one people have been really snarky about on my channel. So I would go to the one with Courtney. It's a TikTok replay, but it is on YouTube. And I go through the whole thing really slow, but it's YouTube, it's vertical. So it's just not the best. I'm going to do one that's landscape. I'm going to post it on TikTok, but I'm going to post it sideways. That's what they want you to do now. And I don't know. I'm going to get to that as soon as I can because I can't handle the blowback from YouTube. I'm just so embarrassed that my video is so bad that I have people cursing me out. So I'm gonna make some updates and reparations soon, and I need a channel manager and an editor, and I need help. I need someone to help me. So I'm gonna put a call out on social for the right person to help me get my YouTube channel. I have actually had people reach out to me, like SEO people, and be like, this is what they always say. I have big plans for your YouTube channel. Like, and then I had someone work on the SEO for my website, which, and they did that. And it took them a couple of days and they made some SEO improvements to my site. And then they were like, oh, but this is your YouTube channel. You need some real help over there. And I was like, all right, pitch me a gig, and they wouldn't come up with a price. They just kept saying the budget for this is going to be huge. And I was just like, you're just taking small gigs on Fiverr and then trying to get people to give you more money for bigger gigs. Either make a gig or I'm going to look for somebody else. But then she was like, these are the SEO terms that I will research for you. And 2 of them were like cat beanie. And I was like, why are we doing cat beanie? I don't have any cat beanies on my YouTube channel. And she was like, well, that's a trending topic and you should make videos about that. And I'm like, my 6-day kit blanket is trending. My 6-day star blanket is trending. I don't need to do a cat beanie. We're doing the star blanket over here. Like, it's going ham. It's going crazy. Everyone's making it. Cat beanie. I was like, that's a no. Cat beanie. I don't think so. She's like, you know about cat beanie? So I need somebody who understands crochet. I need someone who understands the 6-day brand, the 6-day star blanket, who understands like, this is what your tutorial needs. This is what it's missing. This is, how we can make it better. Cat beanies. Yeah, cat beanie. You've seen the cat beanie, right? I'm like, are you talking about the pussy hat? Is that what you mean? Like, that trend is like 5 years old, or how? That was 2020, the cat beanie. What are you talking about? I have nothing to do with that. Oh, gracious, goodness gracious me, oh my. Well, thank you, Amanda. I appreciate that. I mean, I'll be as nice as I can about it. Number one, they don't read the instructions. They don't want to read the pattern. They don't read the instructions. They just want to do it from the video. And also, they don't listen. I say right in the video, this isn't a tutorial. You can't make it from the video alone. You need the pattern. And they still just only want to follow the video and make it like that. And it's just not a video pattern. It's just not. So they don't listen. And then they think, because I don't know, because maybe I'm 56 and I'm not cool, that I don't know what I'm talking about. Or maybe because they have done a bunch of amigurumi and they think that makes them an accomplished crocheter. I have noticed that there are people who do amigurumi and they seem to think that that is the entirety of crochet. And amigurumi is written differently than other crochet patterns in a lot of ways. And then, there are things like, when we're learning to crochet, we're taught to count the stitches, and keep the stitches the same in every row. And that is not a helpful way always to count. Stitch counts are important, but that is not the only way to figure out where you went wrong. Yeah, and so I didn't have stitch counts in the original star blanket. Hey, Chibi-wee. Because I wanted to write it as repeats, and I didn't want to have to write a separate line for every single thing. So I did not include stitch counts, but then I went back and I redid it with stitch counts, and I'm going to redo it again, and update it with more counts that will make it even more clear. But there still were like a lot of people that were able to make the blanket thousands and thousands of people that were able to do it without any stitch counts at all in the whole thing. Because I, you know, at the time, I felt like just correcting the stitch count was not going to fix the problem. And I say that in the videos. Do you have a video showing the candy cane border on one of your patterns? Yes. There's a whole series that I did last year on the Christmas tree skirts, the holiday tree skirts that I did. So all the videos are there. They've just never been titled or chaptered or descriptions put in them. So it will be really hard to find, but it will be in the 6-day holiday tree skirt crochet along. I did all 3 of the tree skirts in that crochet along, not from start to finish, but I did, you know, I got them all started. I showed the important parts, the different rows, how they worked, and the borders. So I did do it in a video. I could not point you right at. This is also why I need a channel manager. Because those would be, you know, really popular. Yeah. Is it on the written pattern for the tree skirt? Is the candy cane border on the written? It's on the star tree skirt. It's written up on there. And so the video, so when I did that crochet along, I did, you know, I went live for like 2 or 3 hours, and I worked on this one, and then the next day I worked on this one, and then some days I worked on more than one of them. And I went, you know, like I did star, superstar, supernova, and then star, superstar, supernova, and then I did the edge, the edge, the edge, the edge. So I need an editor to like break those videos up so that I can have a playlist of just like the star, the star, the star, you know, da da da. It probably would be faster to just search on YouTube candy cane border than try and find it on my page. You're welcome. I think I will finish my Ridgy star with a candy cane border. That would be cool if I have enough yarn. Well, it's not really a big yarn hog. It's just chains, single crochet and chains. It takes a long time because you have to pull the hook out every time and reinsert it, and then in the other, you know, in the other skein, and then you have to rearrange the skeins every time, or you end up with a twist. This is row 5. Oh my gosh, this is the last stripe of this repeat, of this sequence. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. So when I finish this row, I will be halfway done. What do y'all think of that? How do you like me now? How do you like Betty McKnit now? Halfway done with the Ridgy Didge. Yeah. Probably not going to meet my goal of finishing it by the end of January. Because I believe I have. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 11. I have 12 more stripes to go. That makes sense. Because I have 6 colors. So I have 2 more rounds of colors. I've got 2 stars of working on. Then I'm going to try the original 6-day. Well, that's cool. You'll love it. Or a superstar. The thing about the original is there are so many different ways to make it. Like, you can't, they're like potato chips. You cannot just make one. As soon as you make one, you're like, oh, next time I want to try this. Now I want to try the snowflake effect. I wonder what that's going to look like. Now I want to do Ridgy Didge. It's a great heirloom blanket. Like, if you are, my grandmother made Afghans, which she pronounced Afghans, for all of her grandchildren, and they were the same pattern. Just, she would just ask you what colors you liked, what's your favorite color, and whatever color you said, she would make it that color. And but your blanket would look exactly like your sisters and your cousins, and just they picked purple or pink and you picked blue, you know, so everybody's would be the same pattern but different. And the 6-day kid blanket is amazing to do that with, something like that, because they'll be, you know, they'll all be the same but different, right? And they really work up faster than you can imagine, than you think. Even if it does take more than 6 days, it works up really fast. Amanda, are you in the membership? Because right now in the bonus content, I have an exclusive pattern that I just finished. I put some finishing touches on it the other day because I was in a meeting with the members, and they were like, you have a couple little things you left off of here. And so I went in and I added them. And so I feel like that one is chef's kiss done, but it is a variation on the Superstar. It has 16 points and it is absolutely beautiful. It makes the most beautiful baby blanket. I don't know what kind of blanket you're making, but it's my favorite of all the star blankets to make is the Superstar. And this 16 point Superstar, I just kind of did it on a whim. and it is really pretty. It is really pretty. And then the other thing I put in there the other night is a draft. I came up with an idea for doing a star poncho. Poncho based on the 6-day star. You know, I'm just going to be honest. I don't think it's going to look good, but everybody keeps demanding it. So what the heck do I know, you know? So I went ahead and I figured it out how to do a straight start and do an opening in the middle of the star blanket and not have it be like a clown ruffle, you know, on around the neck instead of like a poncho that lays flat on your body. But I think you would like it because you've really been bitten by the bug. Hi, Andrew. Andrew's over on YouTube now. They're quiet over there tonight, Andrew. Thanks for following. Man, you can tell I'm hyper tonight because I've been on for an hour and 42 minutes and I've done my 6 rows already. I'm browsing your pattern. I'm not sure which to start. I want to make so many choices. Well, if you're doing the star, all of the stars start with the same 8 setup rounds. Six-day star is the easiest one, no matter what anyone says. Oh, and if you don't want to look at ads on my site or you don't want to buy pattern PDFs, you should definitely join the membership because you get all the patterns are released 3 or 4 a month to you, plus the bonus content and the exclusive content. It's, I think, a membership. Now, I think I have it priced at like $13.50 a month. And I charge $4 to $5 per pattern. And I give you 3, 4, 5, 6 patterns a month or more sometimes. You get all the new stuff that I haven't even released yet. Thank you for asking, Ash. It is aromatherapy stitch balm, and you put it on your finger where the yarn, where you tension the yarn, and then the scent, the yarn picks up the essential oils and the balm, and it makes your projects smell nice, and it's really nice to work with. That's true. Amy Bryson says it's a really amazing group of people to get to know, and she would know because she's one of them. we have our meet. We had such a fun meeting on Tuesday. It was a design workshop meeting, and these are the meetings where I go in with my stuff that I'm working on, and I say, what do you guys think of this? What do you think I should do with this? What do you think I should do with that? And they go, oh, you should do this, or you should do it like that, or, I'm never going to make that. Some people say, I'm never going to make that, which I respect, like you don't have to make everything. And then sometimes I'll say, like, what do you think of this? And they'll be like, oh, I want that. And I'll just write it up right then and give it to them. So I did that with like 3 or 4 different things on Tuesday night. I gave them, I talked about my chaos scarf, chaos blanket. So I have the chaos scarf that's been in there for a while, and I haven't released it yet because I just didn't, I just wasn't 100% happy with it. So I came up with another, idea for that. And, so we're working on that. And I haven't written that up and given them to that yet, but that's a quick write up. Hopefully I'll get to this weekend, and then I'll just release it. And it's going to be it's probably going to be a freebie that I eventually use out there in the world. But like, when people have a freebie and they're like, sign up for my email list and I'll send you a somatic crochet journaling page. Well, I just have those freebie things just available in the membership, where it's like, if you want a somatic journaling page or any of the somatic journaling pages that I did last year, and I did several, there, you can just download, you just go and get them and download them. And then all those little freebies, like one freebie that I have out there is like the little 6-day kid blanket shorthand card that says, it looks like this. I mean, this is it on a bag, but it's just like a little card that you can print out and keep in your bag, and it gives you the little shorthand. It's not the pattern, but it gives you the little things. So like when you know the pattern and you're trying to like memorize it, it gives you like the, this is great. Single crochet 1, skip 1, double crochet row, skip 2, granny row, skip 3. These are like things that are hard to remember when you're trying to memorize the pattern. Like you can memorize the whole thing, but you forget what to do at the beginning and then the end of the row. So this is just like a little shorthand. And then this is just like shorthand of all the rows. It's just like skip 3 double crochet in the next, and it gives you like, it just gives you the shorthand of the pattern. So you don't have to carry the whole thing around, but I have that as like a little card in there that you can just print out, and it's like a freebie I send to people on my email list when they sign up, and those little things that online people do to get people's emails so they can email them and say, buy this, buy that. I don't know what else is in the membership that's good that people like. I've got the exclusive stuff. I've got the PDFs that you get, like, that are just like, my regular PDFs. You get them 3 or 4 of them. You get like a folder that opens every month, and it'll have like 3 PDFs in it of my patterns. Oh, and then at some point people said, we already have all your patterns and we already know how to make the 6-day blanket. So, what I'd really like is just these new borders that because when I do a new variation, I do a new border for it. And somebody was like, I'd just like the border. Like I would just like the the new border that you did in a separate document. Yeah, the exclusives are the 16-point star and the the pocket shawl, the hooded pocket shawl. I haven't even like teased that out in the wild yet. I haven't even photographed it. It's so new. And it was so like off the cuff. Oh wait, but that's not exclusive. That's that an exclusive is something that I make a pattern that I make, and I just only have it in the membership, and I'm never going to release it. So the 8-point star, the 16-point star, I'm never going to release them. Those are just for my ladies, or my ladies and gentlemen, or whoever's in there. All the Ridgy Didge star patterns, the Ridgy Didge star, Ridgy Didge superstar, and Ridgy Didge supernova, all with custom borders, are all pre-released. So you could get those right now. The 16-point star is in the bonus content, but it's from December. I'm probably going to leave it up there until like the middle of February. But once it is, once I take it out of bonus content and it'll be an exclusive, then those exclusives go like, they go into where they're dripped out to you like one a month. So if you don't get it while it's in bonus content, you have to wait for it to drip out. I thought I sent it to you the other day, Andrew. I sent you 2 emails. One was like the month to month one, and the other was the annual. I mean, the other thing that's fun in there is that we just like kind of talk back and forth. Like this morning when I went out to walk on the beach, I took a little video. I saw the dolphins, and I took a little video of the dolphins coming up, and I posted it in there, and just like, good morning, people kind of keep track of each other in there. People make friendships in there. They keep in touch with each other and check on each other, stuff like that. Like, we make friends. We take care of each other in there. It's Crochet Fam. I don't know. I feel like I just want to do one more row so I can say I'm past the halfway mark. And I can change colors twice in one day, which I don't get to do that much, but I've just been hyper because of the medication, probably because of the steroids. But this is going to be my last one because I don't want to be on here too late because I do have to take another round of that stuff. And oh, look, I put it at the end, but that's not really right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because really this is color A and it comes in here at the bottom. So it's color A. That's really the first stripe. And it will also be, no, so 23 will be this. And then I'll square off with this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's say 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Oh, goodness. I think my math is, something's off. This is why I didn't want to do 6. Amy says, without going into specifics on YouTube, it's been an incredibly bad couple of years, and the love and support from the community has been the best. Yeah. We just kind of keep track of each other, and, you know, we're like, if somebody doesn't show up for a while to the meetings, we're like, where's so-and-so? Are they okay? Anybody heard from them? You know, that kind of thing. I'm trying not to think about my counts because I just said a couple minutes ago that I have 12 stripes to go, and then I just did a count and it didn't work out the way that I thought. So maybe I'm not halfway. I'm gonna try not to think about it, and I'm not gonna mark it because maybe the number 6 stripe is the one that I'm doing right now, but that, yeah, I'm not thinking straight. So I'm just gonna stop talking and crochet this ridgy row and be happy. Give me some cheer. I'll put some cheer on it. I'll make it better. I'll make it all better. No more bad thoughts. Because I'm happy. I do not like taking steroids, guys. I do not like it. The last time I had to take steroids, I got confused about the doses and I ended up missing a dose or getting off of the taper off. And I had a really bad, that was not fun. That was not fun. So I got to stay on track with that because I can't be messing up that taper down. It just seems like a lot. 6 pills in one day. I think I've only taken half of them, and I feel insane right now. They do not make me tired. I'm just thinking, like, it's 9:19. If I have to take 3 more tonight, I'm never going to sleep. I'm starting to cough again. It's time to, well, I was probably a little bit ambitious trying to do one more row. I just really wanted to, but I'm going to keep going till I get there to the end. I love this color. I feel excited about it. That's the McKnitiverse. What's happening? Andrew Crochet's joined. Oh, and then Kathy sent me some messages about people like these little things that you put your yarn on and they twirl as you're crocheting, so you can work from the outside. Who else, does anyone use that? I mean, we have people in my membership who just swear by them and love them. Thank you for joining the McKnitiverse, Andrew. We're so happy to have you. I hope you come to the meetings. We'd love to meet you in person, get to know you. Roxilla, that's a cool name. What's up, Cindy? I see you, girl. One of the members sent me one for my birthday. Oh my goodness. You have an angel in that group. Does it twist the yarn though? That's the thing that I worry about. Does it twist the yarn? Okay. All right. You can do it. Take your time. Follow the one with me and Courtney. I'm a pretty seasoned center pole, but I think my next project I'll try it from the outside using it. I just can't with the star I'm working on because I'm using a bonus bundle and I don't want to switch the color changes. Oh yeah. You have a lot of help in that group. All the experts are in the membership community. They've done tons of stars. I mean, you can see by what people post in the lobby feed. If you want to post and talk to people or post your thing and get questions answered, you post in the lobby feed. You got all the best 6-day blanketeers over there. They're all seasoned people that have been made a bunch of my stuff. They were patrons back when I had Patreon, a lot of them. I came over from there, and I haven't had Patreon for 2 or 3 years. So you got a lot of help there. Don't be shy. Nobody's going to bully you. There's nobody like that in the membership at all. No one. They don't make it that far. Seven rows in one live is too many. I think 6 rows is the sweet spot. Even if I am spazzing out. Oh, have a good one. Tell that baby to calm down. Stop kicking mama. My daughter used to start kicking about this time of night when I was pregnant with her. 10, 11 o'clock at night. I knew she was a night owl long before she was born. I would tell her dad, she's doing her aerobics right on schedule, 11 p.m., 11 o'clock aerobics. Yep, I faded away for a couple minutes, didn't I? I don't know where I went. I'm almost at the end of this row, so I think for future reference, unless I do a marathon or something, 6 rows is enough. 7 rows is too many. See how long it's been. It's been 2 hours and 14 minutes. That's not that bad. I definitely feel like I crocheted faster tonight because I'm feeling hyper from taking steroids for bronchitis, but I probably should have taken it a little easy and stopped at the end of the last row. So how many rows do I think I have left? I think I have 12 rows left, starting with the one that I'm doing. So I think I marked the end of the first repeat incorrectly last time. So, but I'm telling myself I'm not going to think about it. But my last stripe is going to be of this color. So I'm going to go through the whole sequence 2 more times. And when I get to this color, that is going to be the last full stripe. Okay. And then, is that right? Yes. The last stripe is going to be this color. And then after row 4, I'm going to start squaring off on row 5 and then change during the square off rows. That's how it goes. That's how Ridgy Didge. Ridgy Didge is different. Usually we square off after row 4 and we change colors after row 4, but this one we don't change colors until row 5. So the last color change is going to be part of the square off. So this is going to be the last stripe, full stripe. So that would make sense then if this was color number 1, and then we're going to go through 12 more and end on this. These balms are aromatherapy that you put on your finger and it gets into the yarn and it smells nice. It's aromatherapy with different essential oils. It's really nice if you like to set an intention for your project. It kind of elevates the experience a little bit. To be honest, I haven't been using them long enough to know how they wash up or anything like that. But I really enjoy working with them anyways. I like having intentions for my projects and how I want to feel when I'm working on them and the energy that I want to put into them. Like if I'm going to give it to somebody, I want it to have a certain kind of energy. I make those choices ahead of time. That's all like just part of my creative process. Oh, they're called Scented Stitches, and there's an affiliate link in my bio, in my link tree. So you can go through there and pick them up. You'll love it. You will love it. Okay. So now let's see. How many days is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Still back on Sesame Street, I guess. I like the little red hearts on the edge to mark the day, but I think I keep breaking them. So this is like the last one I have left, and I don't think I have any more anywhere. Sometimes, I'm a good one for like, how about if I don't even open it up and I just do this? And then that way, What am I going to do next? I'm going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And then I don't have to open it up and risk breaking it. I've been using just a short time, but I love the smell and it's keeping the finger. Oh yeah, I forgot that you had said that. Amy was saying, because she won the giveaway that we did, and she's been using it and like not getting the callus on her finger from the yarn. I have a little bump. I think because I crocheted so like spastically tonight, I was just like talking a bunch, yakking. Oh goodness. All right. There we go. There you have it. I'll do the shaka tonight since I was talking about Hawaii. Aloha. Thank you. I'm happy with it. Past the halfway mark. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me. It's been a pleasure. I'll do the shaka with this hand for the YouTubers. Woohoo! So I'll have 2 shakas, except if I do it like that, then it's in the screen. There we go. Aloha. Bye, guys. Have a good night.